Jane's eyes scanned the crowd, searching for answers. But all she saw were faces filled with a mix of pity, curiosity, and disgust. Sister Choice stepped forward, her voice firm but gentle. "We need to take Jane to the village elder. This is a matter that requires wisdom and guidance." As they led Jane away, the villagers began to murmur among themselves. "Abomination," someone whispered. "She's carrying a demon's child." Another voice chimed in. Jane's heart sank, her mind reeling with confusion and fear. What was happening to her? Why were the villagers treating her like a pariah? The village elder, a wise and aged woman named Mama G, listened intently as Sister Choice explained the situation. Mama G's expression grew increasingly grave, her eyes filled with a deep sadness. "Jane, my child," Mama G said, her voice soft but firm. "You are innocent in all this, but the villagers are afraid. They do not understand what is happening." Jane felt hairs prick at the corners of her eyes. "What's happening to me, Mama G?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Mama G's expression was filled with compassion. "We will find out, Jane, but for now, you must stay here with me. You are safe here." As the days passed, Jane struggled to come to terms with her situation. She was shunned by the villagers, who saw her pregnancy as an abomination. But Mama G and Sister Choice stood by her, offering what little comfort they could. But as Jane's belly grew, so did the whispers and accusations. The villagers began to demand that Jane leave the village, fearing that her demon child would bring them all harm. Jane felt like she was living in a nightmare with no escape in sight. Would she ever find a way to clear her name and reclaim her place in the village? Or would she be forever shunned, a victim of circumstance and superstition? The villagers, fueled by fear and superstition, demanded that Jane be put to death. They claimed that her pregnancy was an abomination and that she was a threat to their community. But Mama G and Sister Choice stood firmly against the villagers' demands. "You cannot kill a pregnant woman," Mama Aqua said, her voice firm and authoritative. "It is against our laws and our traditions. We must find another way to resolve this situation." The villagers, however, would not be swayed. They began to chant and shout, demanding that Jane be brought before the village council to face judgment. As the scene unfolded, Jane felt a sense of despair wash over her. She was trapped, with no escape from the villagers' wrath. But then, something unexpected happened. A figure emerged from the crowd, a tall and imposing man with a strong jaw and piercing eyes. "I will not let you harm her," he said, his voice firm and commanding. "She is innocent, and she deserves our protection." The villagers parted, revealing the stranger's identity. It was Ken, a young man from a neighboring village who had been traveling through Ohang. He had stumbled upon the scene, and he was determined to defend Jane against the villagers' accusations. But as Ken stood up to the villagers, Jane couldn't help but wonder, who was this stranger, and why was he so determined to save her? Watch out for the next episode, and don't forget to click the subscribe button.